welcome everybody to the VAIL VRML Season 2 EU Grand Finals. My name is Nightfire with 2 E's. I will be your sole conductor into today's journey into the best of the best in the European region, playing our favorite FPS shooter, VAIL. It is going to be nothing short of spectacular gameplay in our best of 5 this afternoon, and it's do or die today. It has been, in some cases, 12 weeks of regular season gameplay for these teams. They have been working hard at climbing the regular season ladder to qualify in for the postseason tournament that we're hosting now. This postseason tournament started in early December, where we had 6 teams battle up in a double elimination tournament in the EU region. At the end of that double elimination tournament, which lasted the last 2.5 weekends, including yesterday, you're seeing the clips that are playing live right here next to me from the series that would played out yesterday between these teams, have made it here to the grand finals. It is an exciting time, to say the least, for us to jump in. And let me just double confirm that that is where we're at, because I believe we ran our, yes, Meeks is qualified in as the third place team, because they lost to IV in the losers bracket. So we have no third place matchup today, and instead we are just going straight into our grand finals matchup, which starts in roughly 15 minutes from now. We'll be getting into Acer EU versus IV, but I just wanted to talk a bit about what's at stake and how these teams got here. So again, that regular season, but the cash prizing, $1,500 on the line for first place, $700 for second. So ultimately, loser today comes away with money. Their team is going to be making some cash, but the amount of cash is more than doubled if you take first versus second. So obviously, that's what's at stake today. That's where the pressure starts to become a factor in how these teams execute and play, and the thought of that money starts to crawl into their mind. But we're looking at replays, and I want to reflect on how these squads played yesterday, because I think that's going to be our best indicator of what we're going to get today. And IV did a wonderful job of beating Meeks over the course of 3 maps. It took them a little bit more than 2, but they did manage to take that W in 2 strong wins. I think 9-2 map 1, and then 9-3 or 9-4 map 3. They lost map 2. But still, they ended up beating Meeks, who did lose to Acer. We're now seeing the Acer EU replays going up against Meeks. And, you know, for factoring in how all of these teams did, Meeks managed to score 12 total points against Acer EU in those 2 maps. Acer still won 9-6 and 9-6 in both maps. But, you know, I think Meeks put on a good fight there against Acer EU, an indicator maybe then that if Meeks was able to beat IV, you know, maybe IV is going to lose to Acer. I don't know. You have to factor in all of the different sort of equations, if you will, all the different elements that could be deciding how these teams play. And like I said, I do think the pressure is definitely going to be one of them. Acer EU is a brand that's familiar with executing under pressure. They are familiar with playing at a high level in the VR esports space. And so I anticipate them to be putting on a good showing here today. And I do imagine that Acer wants the double. They want that double-double. They want the first place for EU, first place for NA this afternoon. And that's what's at stake, because after this best of 5, we'll be diving into the third place matchup for NA and then the grand finals for North America. Some great matchups left ahead of us. The grand final is going to be Acer versus Rekt, a rematch of VRML Con 2024. So I know a lot of folks are looking forward to that. But we still have, obviously, Acer EU and IV up ahead of us in just a few minutes. About 10 minutes from now, we'll be jumping into that action. I am going to take a brief break, and when we come back, it will be the start of map number 1. Again, best of 5, so a little bit more opportunity for these teams to flex their legs and play. We are guaranteed to play all 3 of the maps, Sunna, Miru, and Kitty, before we then are able to pick from that map pool again. So at the very least, we're playing all 3 of the maps today, and I can't wait to see how these teams execute. Maybe we'll get another Kitty Map 1 opener like we did yesterday, but that is certainly a toss-up. The stats are hard to really read into at this stage, considering how well these teams have performed in the postseason. And IV climbing through that losers bracket to get to this point, they've fought their way here to earn this spot, and I imagine they're kind of coming in with a chip on their shoulder to go up against Acer EU after pushing through that losers bracket. So should be a fun series, and again, I'm excited to jump into it. A quick shout out to our sponsors, Axe Labs, coming in and contributing in $10,000 to the cash prize pool this season. That gets split amongst the regions, and so first place has $1,500 on the line for EU and $700 on the line for second place. All thanks to Axe Labs and their support of the VRML, so we really do appreciate them. And of course, ProTube VR, our longest sponsor of the VRML. They offer fantastic stock options that help stabilize your aim in any of your favorite shooters. And they just released the VRML Con 2024 exclusive stock that they debuted at VRML Con last year. It's a really nice looking stock. I'd recommend picking it up. It helps support ProTube and VRML, so we really would appreciate it if you wanted to show your support by picking up one of those VRML Con stocks. But like I said, we got to get ready for our matchup. It's in about 9 minutes from now, so don't go anywhere. Acer EU versus Ivy is coming up. We'll be crowning an EU champion in a few hours. Welcome, everybody, to the VAIL VRML Season 2 EU Grand Finals. My name is Nightfire with 2 E's, and I am your sole conductor in today's journey into the best of the best in the European region. And it's Acer, EU versus IV. The question on everyone's mind in chat, is it an IV era? That's what we're here to find out. Acer EU and the Acer brand have dominated the VRML space for a long time. Acer, familiar to losing VRML seasons after losing at VRMLCon on the NA side against Rekt. They'll be going up against Rekt again later today in the NA Grand Finals. So we got a lot of great games ahead of us, but our best of 5 is going to determine who comes out with $1,500 in cash or $700 in cash. That's what we're determining today. That's what the best of 5 is all about. And I have all 10 players in lobby, ready to go, ready to start their series, ready to dive in to what is the most intense, highest pressured series that they will ever play all season long. It's taken, in some cases, for these teams 12 weeks of regular season gameplay to get here, where they practice and honed their skill in so that they have a chance at competing for this prize pool and locking in first place. Here we go. Sunna is where we start our adventure into the top of the European region. We have I believe I have the teams on the right side. But our pistol round opener kicking off. Yep, we're good. Acer EU on the defense and IV on the attack. And like I said, look at this. Holy cow. Everybody is here pushing up. And that nade almost did some serious damage to that entire team. John Accuser only catches Craven. A lot of utility coming out over the top. Smokes, nades, flashes, everything getting dispersed. And John comes flying out of the smoke. Mott on a rotation up. Outside of the smoke, T catches kills. And John comes flying out for a double kill. 3 kills on the round for John there as they lock in a beautiful swing out of that smoke that completely surprises the offense of IV. Otherwise, though, a well-coordinated effort coming in from the IV squad. Mott on that pinch, and then again, you had that push out from the smoke, but John comes flinging back in from the smoke. Surprise to IV. Catches them out, and the pistol round to open things up goes to Acer. We now go to rifles, though. And we'll stay on rifles for the rest of this half until we get to round number 9. Then we swap sides back to pistols and do it all over again. First to 9 wins the map, and it's a best of 5 series, so we're guaranteed to play at least 3 maps this afternoon. If one team were to win all 3, they will be crowned our EU Season 2 champion. But it is quiet. Very quiet across the field here. Nade comes in, counter nades, and none connecting. Gray surviving on the corner. That knife nearly does hit Tactical Ban, but he'll survive. Drop back. Taz catches a kill over on the other side of the site, and look at this. Nice hold from Thraza. Catches John swinging up. Gonna have to be ready for another drop down, and isn't. Mott scoops up that pick. Scanner's going down at A. And T's gonna try and hit a flank on the rotators. 3 are left, trying to rotate out, and T will catch the first. This is gonna be tough. This makes things very awkward for Pike and Mott to try and work up to the scanner. PK catching a vital kill onto Tia allows the duo to now focus their attention forward onto the scanner. Gooblin's going to tuck in. And we're going to go down to the lower registry of our voice so that we don't use up all our energy. It's going to be a long day today as Gooblin spins, catches one, looking for more, pops out for a second, and then it's the double kill for Gooblin to clutch it up for IV.
Round starting.
Let's get that replay on the big screen. There's first. Uses the crates beautifully to their advantage, swings out for the second. Part of me thinks Ace or EU have a chance of running away with this afternoon. They played very well against Peaks. But they did lose rounds. The other part of me thinks IV may have a real shot here this afternoon if they can set the right tone early in the series. I think that's going to be important for them. So this round, these next few rounds, they could mean the entirety of the best of 5. Gooblin continues to be on fire. 4 kills to 1 death. Peak is going pipes. May find an opportunity here to catch Gooblin unaware. The double and only gets 1. Fraza with a quick refrag, thankfully. A lot of utility for Fraza to throw now here as well, and so Nate going out and over. Nice air burst catches tactical pan. The jump shot opens up B nicely, and on the rotation, Taz fine. There's a ready and waiting bleach. Scanners down, and IV are in full control of round number 3. Taz with full HP is pushing down long lane. Worried about Fraza swinging. Throws a smoke to help distract, draw attention, potentially enable this swing. But Fraza's definitely going to hear the footsteps. Definitely going to call out when it comes, and Gray will just pop out for the kill.
Round starting. Get ready.
I don't know what the last replay was. Oh, this wonderful jump shot nade right there. Boom. Catches tactical pan. Perfectly cooked and only really able to hit that angle if you do hit that jump shot. So really nice job from IV. It's going to be big plays like that. High level, hard to hit nades, throws. That's not easy to time the jump, the throw, hit your, like, they make it look so easy, but it is a really nice mechanical play executed there that gets IV ultimately that round. I don't think if that nade connects, that B site is as easily taken. And after a few successful B pushes, well, I guess only 1 technically, because, no, 2. We now go back to A, where they had trouble on their pistol round, but are hoping to make some magic happen here with rifles in hand. Mott's already caught another jump nade toss coming in from Bleach. Plenty of smokes are up to allow for the scanner to get planted. Smokes will dissipate, though. Cray catches one. Peek out here from Bleach. The trade does leave us with scanner in the hand of T. Cray trying to peek out, assess where the rest of this defense is, and they're on the rotation from B site still, crashing back up to the objective and trying to find out where the attacking side is right now. And I cannot believe how close we are here.
30 seconds remaining.
Ooh, and a nice flank coming in. The swing out goes the way of a trade, and now we fight through the long hallway for the lives of either team. The 1v1, 15 seconds left. Peak knows that they have the advantage technically on defense, can tuck in and defend Scanner, which is down at the back of A. Cray has to push. They have to extend out into open territory. Peak's going to try and capitalize on that. And as Cray pushes up, we do a little ring around the rosy here. Peak's trying to buy time, and with the pre-fire, catches Cray out. A wonderful play from Peak.
Round starting.
And I mean, honestly, this is high level in the moment tactical mind games that you have to play that ultimately do net them the win. Watch how they try and divert themselves away from that angle. They know that if they peek it again, it's being held already, so the peek advantage is gone. Instead, they take an angle they already have the line on, pre-fire it, so that once they push out, because they know that the time is limited, so they know the push is coming. It's just a wonderful tactical play made there that puts Acer into a 2-2 scenario. Oh, and what a nice nade. Tactical pan tosses a wonderful toss and goes for a second kill over the top to T. This is the fancy reload. And tucks back in. Scanner down at the back of B. And could be rotated either up through the center or over to A on the back. That smoke doesn't quite catch John, so Fraza goes down, assuming no one was there because the smoke didn't give any audio cue. That's typically what the smokes are used for, a little bit of an audio indicator, because when you're in the smoke, you cough. But I didn't hear any cough because the nade was just a little off. If you don't hear a cough, your nade could be off. Gublin, standout shooter, 5 and 3, 3 and 5, trying to make some magic happen. Tactical pan finds the kills, and Peak finishes things off to put Acer back into the lead, back into control of map 1 in our best of 5 series. Again, guaranteed at least 3 maps to be played. If either side trades a map, then we got 4 guaranteed maps to be played. So a lot of high-tier EU action left. I think we're going to see a lot of these high-tier plays coming in. Site being held down by Gublin. Scanner does go down on the short angle. Bleach finds the kill, and a rotation from John Yakuza coming in. Is it timed right? No. T catches it out. On the pipes, Taz finds one. Needs 3 more. 30 seconds to work with. I'm really fighting hard against Acer EU today. Sunna definitely opening up to be maybe more challenging than Acer were anticipating. T catches Taz over the shoulder of the smoke. Nice knife toss, too, into Bleach's forehead, but a nice 3-3 coming in from IV. They are going to fight every inch, I think. No easy rounds for Acer EU, but again, this is what Meeks did, too. Meeks challenged Acer 9-6, 9-6, both maps. So at some point, Acer has the potential to turn it on. That could be on the side swap. It could be now in the last 2 rounds of the half. We'll have to see what they're going to do on defense. I do think Sunna tends to lead a little more offense-sided, especially at a high level when the teams are extremely coordinated. You have a lot of strategic options to execute off of. Nice nade, and what a great toss from Peak to catch the refrag on the Fraza. Kraid tries to peek out, and it is purely a distraction. Because Tactical Pan now finds themselves alone. John recognizing maybe they're going to need to rotate to reinforce, and it's a creepy and crawly push onto A site. Yeah, they're not going to even see Gublin. Tactical Pan goes down, doesn't check the right side. The trade up through the middle goes the way of actually Mott, so it's a 3v3 on the retake here as Gublin's going to try and push up. He stems out to find John. John picks up 1, looks for 2, can't quite find it. Scanner goes down in the chaos as the nade toss comes out to try and disrupt the Scanner going down, but it's taking quite a lot of time, and T doesn't get Scanner down under the pressure. Gun is up. Scanner's still in their hand. It's a 2v3. John peeks out and T misses. Now they're exposed out to the center. John swings through the angle and T catches the kill. Opens up the option for the scanner plant, but still isn't comfortable going for it. Doesn't want to overexpose themselves, but Peak will catch that kill. A swing onto the side from Mott. Scoops up another, and Acer EU throw a little counter coordination of their own onto the likes of IV in what was two great plays from both sides. IV ultimately drawing the attention of Acer EU over to B. A nice distraction play. The slow crawl all the way through to A site leads them to multiple kills and ultimately gets them into that 3-3. At the end of the day, John, recognizing the rotation up through the middle, catches a vital trade that leaves Mott able to pick up the refrag. And yeah, it's just a really nice bit of coordination coming in from Acer to retake that objective. Here comes a fast play from IV, barreling down towards B site. T finds Peak, and it's a wide 5v3 advantage to IV on the push as counter nades come in to disrupt that scanner plant. Nice pick from Mott, denies that nade from connecting. A push up onto the side from John ends in a trade, and Mott's going to try and do some damage from the stairs. No, they decide to opt out for that long angle. Looking in for Cray, the 1v3. They have the back exposed. There's the one. Looking for two. Can't quite find Bleach. Bleach is in a bit of an off-meta position, tucked up to the top. I doubt Mott's going to be looking there again as they push forward, and Bleach pops out to surprise Mott. It's 4-4 half. And I think that's a winning half for IV, especially against Acer EU this afternoon. Folks, we're not anticipating this, I imagine, but maybe some were. Some were thinking it might be an IV era. Yeah, I do appreciate everyone tuning in. I do see some confusion why there's only 3 maps at the top. It's just our UI. There is a best of 5 here. It's the only time we do a best of 5, so we didn't have a custom overlay for it, but here comes T pushing up, pistol in hand, caps on sides. IV's defending now, and Acer EU pushing up with confidence. Again, Bleach tucked into this off-meta spot. It worked once. Can it work twice? There's one kill. Tries to pick up the second on a tactical pan, and thankfully John swings out to shut that down, but I guess there's ever a time to debut a new spot or a spot you've been working on that people aren't aware of. That's clearly one that IV have in their pocket, but at this stage, Acer's got to be ready for that. They are going to be pushing up because they don't seem to be checking it often enough, but I'm sure now, especially after it's 1-2 rounds for IV, they will be looking. Oh, one round. I guess it didn't win them that last pistol round. See some debate in chat on my opinion that Sunna is offensive-sided. I said offensive-sided at this competitive level. When you have teams that are as coordinated as Acer and IV, I think you tend to see at least a more even 50-50 split. I guess you don't see it typically go offensive-sided. That's true. But you have more of a chance of seeing a 50-50 split on Sunna than I feel like Miru's probably sort of similar at the end of the day. At this level, at least. Peak pops out, looks for a kill up the middle. Finds the frag. Not ready for Gooblin to hop over, and is ready for Gooblin to hop over. It's the double kill. Oh. That's 3 on the round, and Peak absolutely clutching up for the squad. 12-5 for Acer EU right now. Let's take another look at that replay as Peak pops out, finds one, spins for the second off of the jump, and catches that kill on the reload. Wonderfully done. (6-4) map 1. In this best of 5 is Fraza. Pops out for an early kill. Gooblin on the hunt for more, but Mott finds that refrag frag, so it's a 4v4 still. No indicator that it is a over heavy B-side push just yet, but Mod is certainly pushing up to pipes to go for that. Oh, when they do see the peak, they recognize the nade coming in. They drop off. Make sure they're not going to get hit on that corner, and if anything, Goblin is buying time on defense. A minute 12 left for this team to push up. Patient shift from Acer here as they slow things down a little bit, try and throw the timing off of IV. This T now extends out into a very competitive position on the outer edge and extends a little too far. Taz finds them in the open. Goblin, all that's left at B, and is now getting pushed from pipes. Now is the time for Mott to push up as Craig gets rid of that center defense, and a nice pick from Goblin. They swing up for a double, and oh my goodness, it's IV clutching the round.
Round starting. Get ready.
What a double. We got to get that back on the full screen. Perfectly played from Goblin, recognizing that pipes push, staying hidden from the rotation up, and then the scanner plant goes down instantly on the double kill. And this IV team not going to make it easy. Like I said, it's going to be hard-fought rounds all the way down. And Acer on the attack now. We'll see if IV can settle into a defensive half. Pretty aggressive push. Pipes getting pushed on, and Peak trading for Mott. On the hunt for more. T defending, and that Pipes push, and Peak catches another kill. All up to Fraza, tucked in on the outside of the smoke. Not ready for John Yakuza to come pushing out. Bleach tries to catch some kills through the smoke. Can't connect. Nade comes in over the top. Doesn't hit Scan Planter. Gets close, though. And now Cray. Gonna try and catch Peak. Not ready. Oh, Peak is ready. Catches Cray somehow. And now Bleach alone. As Acer EU look to go 7-5 on map 1.
Round starting.
And here we go, folks. Into it we are. Map 1, delivering on what is, again, the best of the best in the European region. And you're seeing it reflected in all of the super competitive replays and gameplay we're seeing. There's a lot of high-level counterplay going on in everybody's mind on each team this afternoon. They're trying to outplay their opponents. They're trying to outthink them. They're trying to think like them, and they counter that thought. I guess that's what esports is all about at a super competitive level. It's just really nicely displayed here, especially on Sunna. Seeing such tactical play and wonderful execution on utility toss like that. Taz catches Fraza, opens up B entirely. Gonna make it very hard for IV on the retake here. This is a big double, and they'll find it for Cray. It's huge. They're back into it just like that. It's all about timing, so I imagine IV going to wait to push up until Cray is in position on the corner. 20 seconds left. They have to make their move now. Scrambling up the ladder. Cray swings out a little too late on the push, and it's a one for nothing. With 10 seconds left, yeah, time is going to be the problem, and almost the double kill, but Peak shuts it down. Acer EU step up to map point for map 1 in this best of 3 series. And this looks a lot like the Meek scoreline that we were seeing yesterday, but actually a little less, as Acer could take this first map 9-5 if they can win this offensive round. And I'm imagining they're going to go back to B. B has worked for them. They're consistently taking B. IV still, though, cautious about, well, the split's the possibility. And so they're not overcommitting to a B stack. Willing to swing out for, ooh, just one. Benefit of stacking coming into play, and a nice toss from Mott. Counter nade from Cray. Keeps things close, keeps things tight. The duo's going to swing wide without any real smoke as that nade gets past T's head and almost kills them. Gets reinforcement from the long angle, and Pipe's getting pushed. John needs to get rid of T. That smoke, unfortunately, going to take away their position. And they're unfamiliar with where this defense is set up right now. It's tucked in, and John finds the headshot over the corner. It's now up to Bleach and Cray as they both go for a bit of a rotation. Bleach going to go for the Pipes push. Cray looking for that long angle, but going to have to get rid of Tactical Pan first. And they can't. It's Acer EU locking in a map 1 victory, taking the lead early in our best of 5 series for the grand finals. Over $2,000 in cash on the line, split between the EU region, $1,500 to first, $700 to second. That's what Acer's competing for. That's what they are on the hunt for this afternoon. Oops, apologies there. Let's go to here. And while I deal with some technical restart issues, we do have replays up from map 1 and full of them for our opening map. Absolutely what I expected, and quite frankly, all thanks to our sponsors. Axe Labs coming in and supporting the VRML, contributing in $10,000 in total to the VRML prize pool for Season 2. That gets split amongst the regions, and it's, again, what these teams are competing for today. It's what this best of 5 is all about. Who gets to take away $1,500 in cash, and who comes away with $700. You can double your cash takeaway on the season if you're one of these teams that can execute and come out on top this afternoon. And Acer EU so far are proving that they can do just that. Absolutely in top form right now. And as I almost get ready for map number 2, another quick shout out to our second sponsor, ProTube VR. Absolutely our longest sponsor in the VRML, and one of my favorite people in the industry, ultimately. Really great team over at Pro2VR, but they also put out great products. You can actually pick up the VRMLCon 2024 exclusive stock option right now if you head on over to Pro2VR.com. That ends up supporting the VRML and Pro2VR, so it's a win-win if you want to be part of the VR esports industry and help us grow it. So we really do appreciate the support. If you do want to pick up that VRML 2024 well, I'm sorry, we're sorted, VRMLCon 2024 stock, then you can right now from ProTubeVR.com. I have given the ready up to the teams, and so map 2 should begin shortly. I don't see any subs coming in on either side, so we're sticking with the same rosters for both teams. And the question becomes, where do we go? Is it Sunna? Is it Kitty? Where do IV think they have their best? Or is it Miru? Is it Kitty? Where do IV think they have their best chance of at least putting one on the board? Because they want to get their lifeline to be longer than 3 maps. They want to have an option to go back to Miru, Sunna, or Kitty on their own choice for that map 4. But that is seemingly a tall order. Acer EU 10-2 on the regular season, 12 weeks of gameplay, and I think their 2 losses were early in the season, if I'm not mistaken. So a team that is in this, at this current state, in top form, and making it tough for a squad like IV that we saw do so well against Meeks on Sunna. struggle against Acer EU. But we got a lot of maps left ahead of us. So I do want to see what we get there, but we are just waiting for the teams to start, and we'll dive in to our second map of the best of 5. A quick shout out to everyone tuning in. We got a nice crowd of folks dropping by for the EU Grand Finals, and we do appreciate all of your support. It means a lot to me and to all the folks that do put in a lot of effort to the VRML to make this happen. So, again, we appreciate you supporting the VRML, tuning in, and, you know, subscribing is free, so we really do appreciate that if you're able to, because we'll be back for more. There'll be more seasons, there'll be more content, and if you enjoy VAIL, if you enjoy any real competitive VR esports content, then I recommend you follow all of the VRML esports channels. We have multiple of them for multiple leagues. But that's that, and this is this, and we're ready to dive into Miru for our second map. Both teams in lobbies ready to go. We have Acer on the attack to open up this map. And Ivy on the defense. That puts Acer, in my opinion, in a more comfortable position overall. When Tactical Pan opens it up with a big nade on Goblin. The first kill, a replay-worthy toss. Another nade, who sips by the head of T. He's going to try and throw a counter out that doesn't connect. And utility, definitely king in the pistol round. In our opening round of map 2. In the smoke, the scanner goes. Tactical Pan is going to get that scan down, despite Fraza being just around the corner. Pan pulls the knife out to increase the run speed, drops back around the corner, ends up getting picked off by T. Bleach finds a kill themselves. It comes down to John trying to execute out what is 3 defenders who are rotating back to objective. Peak has full HP. T and Fraza a little bit low. Scanner gets interrupted. No, it doesn't. The trade comes in, and with 20 seconds left, Fraza and T are still alive to interrupt that scanner, and IV will take their early points out the gate.
Starting.
Another look at that nade toss. We love to see these well-thrown nades to the back line. Tactical Pan timing it perfectly to catch Goblin. IV fights back nicely, though. Top doesn't connect. Counter nade, just a touch short. A bit of a brawl up the middle here with Fraza trying to find something. Nice nade from Peak. Catches Goblin again, going down to a nade. That's got to be frustrating 2 rounds in a row. Interesting hold here from Acer. I think they're just keeping Bleach tucked into this corner. And I can't tell what the play is. As T catches one, Fraza reinforces over the top to B. I think Acer trying to throw off IV a little bit on timing at least, but scanner is definitely B side. We can see that. Currently, IV is not aware of where the scanner is, though. Here comes the push. They nearly connects, but John does get to scanner. They lose Taz, unfortunately, and they'll go down to Fraza. Scanner gets planted, but Peak's the only one here in a 1v4 defense. They need Mott to crash back in time. But Mott's going to go down, likely to the rotation from Bleach. The trade Pretty important. Allows for Peak to now focus in on the scanner. Catches one. There's another on the short corner. Frozik trades down, and it does leave T alive and well with 20 seconds left on the clock to interrupt scanner, and IV take another point.
Scan interrupted. Round starting.
Oh, I do appreciate the nice compliments from folks in chat. Yeah, typically on solo cast, there has to be a little bit of dead air for me, just because, especially if we're going to go more than 3 maps this afternoon, I need the voice. So in the early rounds, when we are still determining how a half will go, or we're getting closer to those finals, it is a little more calm from my perspective. But the replays are still pretty fierce. These teams are locked in. These players don't have the option of relaxing in any of these rounds. They got to stay locked in as Frozik catches Taz over the top of that smoke. Going to start out for more up through the middle. Nice nade comes in. Frozik able to tuck away from it in time. T looking to reinforce. Frozik battling John here. A nice flash onto John, and Frozik catches that kill. Peak with a good refrag finally gets rid of that middle defense. Now Bleach catches Mott trying to rotate around for a scanner plant. Tactical Pan was getting ready to go A, but at this point maybe not so sure. Peak catches T, and it's up to a duo here on defense. IV with Bleach and Gooblin trying to hold down A site where the scanner is most certainly rotating, even though B is the wide open option right now. Oh, dude, the knife. Need that gun out for sure. Gooblin looking to check for info, doesn't find it. And yeah, B site rotation is the call, and it's the right call now because Pete can shut down the rotation from the middle. That's exactly what they're going to try and do. Tuck in very quietly.
Scan started.
And what a rotation. Catches IV by surprise. Both Bleach and Gooblin not ready for this swing, and now they have to make the swing together. If they forget about Peak, it's going to be very bad news. And at this stage, Peak is really tucked in. They're going to allow this duo to run all the way up. Catch one, look for the double. No, can't quite find it. They do definitely stall the efforts of Gooblin for now, though. Now Gooblin has to push forward, has to go for the scanner interrupt, has to go in the line of Tactical Pan. 8 seconds, time ticks, and even if they find the kills, they won't have the ability to interrupt the scanner. And finally, Acer force a round through on the offense. What was the last replay? Still a good name, but we need to cut more. Scanner pretty hard committed to be. A little bit of a risk sometimes when you have your scanner lead. And it seems that there's definitely an anticipation of a B-site push from IV. I do think part of IV is wondering if this is a bait, though. Acer have definitely done that. They've definitely deployed baits before. There's a lot of utility coming here indicating that it maybe is a little more than just a bait. And I like the setup IV's deployed here, the 4-1 stack. They're heavily guarding, not overextending until Gooblin does push up. Catching Taz is pretty vital. But Gooblin's putting themselves into a bit of a nadeable position. I think they're counting on the fact that there isn't any more frags to be tossed by the likes of Acer EU. And so as they extend up, they're going to look for some kills. Here comes the push up from John as well. Not able to find any as Gooblin shuts down with a double. Peak alone in a 1v5, catches 2. 3 more to go for them. Froz out in the open on the corner. They'll go for that fight and they'll win it. Peak low on health, has a 1v2 ahead of them. Scanner is down, though. Goblin has the luxury now with 30 seconds left of tucking in. I think if Goblin goes down, though, there's a real chance Scanner gets planted. At that point, Peak can defend. And Goblin does drop off. Buying time at this stage as Peak tries to fight a two-front war, and they can't pick up the Scanner. Bleach catches him with the nade, and really nicely done from the IV squad. They got a nice, comfortable 3-1 lead, but we've been here before. IV have opened things up nicely in the start of Sunna as well, and then had a tough time finishing that map. Side swap could mean a lot for the likes of Acer EU, especially on a map like Miru, which I do think lends a little less offensive, more defensive sided than something like Sunna. My opinion. Maybe not true. Nice kill from Bleach on the bottom end. Early frags for IV have been vital so far in this series. That nade doesn't quite go far enough over the top. Look at the swing out here from Mott, though. They are on the hunt for this kill, and they're going to find it. Bleach goes down. A site certainly seems to be on the menu, but there is a multi-pronged push coming in here. They split the defense a little bit. They divided it up a little bit. And now IV aren't stacked too hard on one side or another. And look at the rotation coming in. This side is the play now, especially with John pushed up to where they are. They've got good control of the defense on their rotation. There's one, not two. A big vital refrag from Throb, but the Scanner is down already. And so they're going to have to work on their retake. Cray and Fraza together. Flash over the top. Ray blinds one. Looks for more than that. Can't find it, though. And in the smoke, the Scanner is getting interrupted. Fraza does get picked off, though. And Acer put up another offensive point. Hard fought again as IV scraped their way through each round. A moment to reflect on the KDs as we see Peak absolutely dominating on the side of Acer. 11-3 right now. I think Peak's trying to read the jumps in the audio cues and determine where these peaks are coming from. Is getting some info from Goblin with those jumps, so they know that there's at least one there defending. And maybe that's even intentional to give away that information. Bleach defends from a site push. And it's poking and prodding right now as T catches out a very overexposed Taz on the long hallway. Gets reinforcement from Fraza as some counter utility comes in. Cray scooping up another kill as well, and Acer EU getting absolutely shut down on their advance up here.
Seconds remaining.
And the pace is a little slow here. 5 alive. Make it 4. And you can't count Acer out. They can always clutch up, but T shuts Tactical Pan down. And IV are in a 2-point lead on the half. 4-2. Predictions coming in, 4-3 to IV, then Acer win 9-8. That's what Goat Boy says in chat. Beans says that they're going to come in at the end and win everything. And I do appreciate all the folks stopping by and enjoying the action today. It's a good crowd. We've got some good action with Cray scooping up a double as IV lead the charge through map 2. Oh my goodness, Acer getting shut down here. And honestly, Tactical Pan pulling out the knife may have saved their life. Dodging that nade. And with Scanners trying to go for a big rotation. Goobling pushing up and getting aggressive, going confident with IV and how they're playing. .45 seconds left. John tries to catch the jumps on the tee. Can't. Push up here from Bleach. Gets shut down by Pan. And with Scanner down, John, well, has a bit of a tough one ahead of them. 1v5 with the whole team spread out. Limited time. Probably almost impossible, actually, to win this round right now. So, IV going to be extending up to that 5 position. Good draw. And time wins. Like I said, IV locking in, and John certainly did their best. Finds 3 kills on the end of the round, but ultimately cannot win for their squad in the 1v5, and so IV are leading confidently 30 points ahead of Acer EU in our second map of the afternoon. But is this where their point scoring stops? Can we see a final offensive point pulled through for Acer EU? And if they can, then on the side swap, is it a dominant Acer defense? Those are the questions on people's minds. Those are the predictions people are putting through. A lot of folks would argue it's an IV era. The smokes come out and go for that Scanner plan. They'll find it. Flash comes in, and there's still 4 alive on the drop back to hold down on this defense. In the chaos and smoke, Tactical Pan finds 1, finds 2, and that's going to get a nice little... Oh, it would have been an advantage if they hadn't traded down, but it's a 2v2 now. Smoke comes out, denying vision on that Scanner interrupt. They're going to have to go into the smoke to interrupt that Scanner, unfortunately, though, which does give away their positioning. Nade comes in over the top. That does catch Bleach. And John's going to confirm it. The trade with Peek and Cray, and there's the Acer round. 5-3 on the half. And that might be enough, quite frankly. A 5-3 offensive half on the side swap might be enough for Acer to get their foot in the door here and potentially come out with a map 2 win. A reminder, this is a best of 5, so we do have at least 3 maps to be played out. It guarantees that we are going to see Kitty played after this map. And if IV win one of these 3 maps that we're playing here, then we'll go to a 4th map. If IV win again, we'll go to a 5th. If they don't, Acer could win this best of 5 in 3 maps. Looking good on the push. Scanner does go down, though, and all of a sudden, the collapse comes in on top of the IV offense, and what was looking like a strong push up to B site ends in disaster. 3 left alive on Acer EU, and the lead gets smaller. 4-5 IV still holding on. Peak 14-6 continues to be a standout shooter on this half at least. As we'll catch Goobling with a nice game. Braza scoops up Pan. And here comes the push on the side. Peak is extended out, though. Surprises Cray, picks up a double on the beach, spins for the third and can't quite find it, but Acer EU shut down the scanner push and again deny IV access. Three-point lead is a no-point lead as we tie up here in our 11th round. Acer EU looking to run away with another 9-5 map 2 if they have anything to say about it. The side swap could be everything for this Acer team. And an unfortunate technical disconnect there from Bleach. It does leave IV down a player early, which is not exactly what they need right now up against this opponent. Maybe they're doing a substitute, honestly. I think you can do it. I think you're allowed to substitute mid-game. Also could have just been a technical dropout, so we'll see when IV get their 5th joined back. In the meantime, while they don't have a 5th, IV should be buying time right now. They should be avoiding extending too far up, and it does look like that's what they're doing. You can see on that back line there, Cray not overextending too far, sitting back with that scanner. And Bleach does reconnect, unfortunately. They won't be able to play this round, because once you disconnect, you're counted as dead. So once they've reconnected, they are dead, technically.
Seconds remaining.
Time is not on the side of IV. Their scanner is way the heck back there. They're not going to be able to do a scan. Oh no, they forgot. They're not going to have time for this. 15 seconds. Nope. No way. 10 seconds. Even if they get control of B, it's stopped. And time is going to be the problem. Oh no, what a miscalculation. 1v3 came close at the end of the day, but Acer EU back in the lead. Took the side swap for it to happen, but here they are, 6-5 in map 2. And if you are just tuning in, we do appreciate you stopping by. This is the VAIL EU Season 2 Grand Finals. There is over $2,000 on the line, split between first and second place. First place comes away with $1,500 in cash. Second place was $700 in cash, all possible because of the sponsorship from the developers of this game, Axe Labs. We really do appreciate their support. They're fantastic devs, and they do really like to encourage and support the VR esports scene. And again, we can't appreciate that enough. So big shout out to them. We trade 1-for-1 here and keep things even to a 4v4. Scanner did go down, though, so you're going to see T drop back to pick that up. And B site's definitely the play, but tactical fan shuts Bleach down. Through the smoke, tries to push up and hunts for more. Pops out and finds one. Can't transfer for the double or aka the triple. And John shuts down on-site attack. It does leave us on a 1v2 with Cray on a big flank and almost an opportunity there to catch Peak unaware. But Peak 19 and 6 dominating the space right now, looking to bump up into that 20 bomb in the postseason on map 2.
Seconds remaining.
Time again a factor for IV here. And Acer playing into the fact that they have to push to the scanner. Nicely done, Acer. 7-5, 2-point lead, 2 away from map 2 win and 2 away from pushing us to a map 3 series decider, where they could take this EU Grand Finals in 3 maps in this best of 5. And a reminder that after this, starting at 3 p.m. PST, we'll be diving into the North American Bronze match, which is the best of 3 series to determine who comes away with 3rd place in North America. And then we have the grand finals for North America between Acer and Rect. So Acer, again, will be showing up on your screen, but it'll be a different roster for the NA side of things. A-side push coming in aggressive here from IV. They're stacking hard. They've tried the splits, they've tried the slow. Now that everyone's logged in and online and on the team, they're pushing in heavily. But Mott's in a very good spot. Mott is throwing nades, utility, disrupting this push. And as they pop out to find the kill, it slows things down. Now suddenly, IV getting pinched from both sides. As you have John Yakuza swinging around for the flank. And that makes things hard to avoid tactical ban in particular as Fraza is left alone. And an overwhelming retake from Acer EU. Scanner goes down on the corner, and they've denied access to A site for now. We'll have to see if Fraza can manage to push up there, get that scanner, which they should be able to do uncontested. They're going to push out for the fight anyway. John will scoop it up, and Acer are 1 away.
Match point.
See some folks in chat asking questions about scoreline. You can see the past maps played up at the top of the screen. For now, we only have 3 maps represented there, but it is certainly a best of 5. If we get to 5 maps, we'll have to adjust some scores. But hey, that is to be determined. That's if IV can manage to beat Acer EU on a map this afternoon. They're close here, quite frankly, on Miru. Have an advantage. 5v4. Scanner going down. No, baited out. And T and Gooblin find the kills on the defense trying to retake. Nicely done, anticipating their swing out. And that scanner will go down now with 4 alive to defend it. The retake. Going to be tough for Acer EU. And the second time they found themselves in a tough spot on the defense of this map. Daz is just going for the stick in the smoke, hoping nobody catches them. And are they gonna get this? Oh my gosh, that was too close. I love that play. Because it's the only play, quite frankly. And it almost worked. That would have been a heck of a way to demoralize the IV squad and come away with a map win. Oh my goodness. Peak has breached the 20 kill market though, as they go 20-8 on the round on the map. I think I've maybe seen a player break into 20 kills in a regular season match twice in all the games I've cast. And here Peak is doing it in the postseason with thousands of dollars on the line. Nice nade from Peak. Finally gets Acer EU into an early player advantage. They haven't had one in a while. There's going to be a second. No, Fraza evens the odds. John goes down in the middle. Tactical Pan is up next, and they'll find T in the fight. Nade going out over the top. Smoke. Does give Fraza a line, but it's a trade 1-for-1 and net positive. A trade there 1-for-1, again net positive. That does leave Cray alone in a 1v2 with Acer EU trying to lock things down. Scanner on the ground. Where is Peak, their main fragger? They are not pushing up to Scanner yet. And Cray is holding in from this back line. If Cray comes in, pushes Taz, finds the kill, scoops up Scanner, rotates A, they can get that Scanner down, I think, before Peak can do anything. get it. Oh, and look at this. Now peak rotates off when scanner gets picked up. Maybe they didn't know it was down. 8 seconds left. They're going for the scanner plant, and they can't get it. Peak shuts it down. It's Acer EU taking map 2. And what a series we're into today, as Acer have come to perform in this best of 3, up 2 maps out the gate. But, excuse me, best of 5, it is not over yet. We have at least 1 map left, and I can tell you where it's going to be. It's on Kitty, because the way the format works is you have to play through all of the maps available, which are Sunna, Miru, and Kitty, before you can then pick a map again in that map pool. So what will happen here is if IV win, then next map they'll be able to pick Sunna, Miru, or Kitty for map number 4. But right now, because we haven't played Kitty yet, that is what's going to be chosen for map number 3. And then I think home team gets to pick side on where they want to start. So we'll have to see if we do get a side swap or not. But it does look like we are going into a bit of a break. These players looking to get a brief timeout before we do dive into our 3rd map. So we'll watch some replays and shout out our sponsors again. Axe Labs coming in, supporting the VRML. Lots of money into that cash prize pool, and ultimately over 2K distributed to EU, 1,500 on the line for first place. That's what these teams are competing for, and it's all because of that sponsorship from Axe Labs. I've said it a lot, but I want to keep mentioning it because they've been a tremendous supporter of VRML, and they are an excellent dev team. I really do appreciate their support. I recommend supporting them. They have, wish we had the link for it, but fundraising opportunities and stuff like that that you need to be jumping in on. And if you haven't already, make sure you're following the Axe Labs social media because they do a lot of it, and they do it well. So we really do appreciate all of their support there. Also, of course, ProTubeVR. Get that exclusive VRML Con 2024 stock right now at ProTubeVR.com. And you're hearing me on HyperX Gear. They're a North American sponsor, so we do appreciate them regardless. I am going to take a brief break while I get ready for map number 3, but don't go anywhere. We are going to decide a finalist potentially in next map if Acer EU have anything to say about it, but maybe not. Maybe Ivy will bounce back, and maybe we'll get a map 4. You'll have to find out. You have to stick around. More to come. Welcome back, everybody. We are ready to dive into our final map of the afternoon. If you're just tuning in, Sunna and Miru have already been played. Acer EU have dominated their way to a 2-map victory, and they're looking to extend it to 3 with our final map of the afternoon on Kitty. If you were to be an argumentative man, you would say that it's actually Kitty. But there's many ways to skin a Kitty. So, I don't know, it's a saying, right? There's many ways to skin a cat. I don't know why that's a saying. Anywho, into the action we go. And it looks like it's a slow pistol round play from the likes of IV. John's going to be overwhelmed. They'll go down. Mont finds a refrag on the retake, and a battle up through the center goes the way of Beak. Tactical Pan cleans up the rest, and Knock is left to try and fend off this retake. Scanner is in their hands, so they have the option of rotating away. And Cray, not necessarily overcommitted to that B site, that A site push, so B could be the an option. We do have a sub, it looks like, as well on IV. Knock has entered in. Cray catches Mott nicely there. And the duo is going to be pushing towards B. Peak is tucked in and unaware that Cray is barreling towards them. Taz trying to push up behind, but a little bit late. And scan goes down. Corner they go, and the duo pop out. IV open up. Kitty with a 1-0 lead on the attack. Definitely a good way to open things up, but again, something we've consistently seen is, at least in the first half of every map so far, IV have taken a lead. Then once it's come to the side swap, we've seen Acer end up dominating their way to a map win. And I gotta wonder if we're gonna see it again here on Kitty. Quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a 5-3 IV win on this half, and then we swap sides to what would be then a 6-0 map 3 win from Acer. That's the prediction this afternoon. The script, as you'd call it. Ooh, and a nice name there. Catches Mod out. Push comes in to the site and shots over the top from John. And these should slow things down. Try and pre-fire. There's too many stacked up on the push. They fly through the smoke to catch out Cray. Rotate back around the wall. Stay alive. Tactical Pan catches Bleach, and in a wonderful maneuver there, the duo is all that's left with IV. Good round for John here as they continue to stay locked in, and Knock trying to figure out what the play is. 2-0, hasn't died yet, wants to keep the streak alive, and pushes right through the middle of the defense and gets around everyone. Has to find the kill on Taz, but can't. That would have been the way through to Acer EU.
Round starting. Get ready.
Did I say last map? Our potential last map. Okay, sorry. It's a best of 5. It's a best of 5. I'm seeing in chat. I must have said this is our last. Oh man. Oh no. I don't want there to be any confusion. If IV win 3 maps in a row, they'll be first place. They'll come away with $1,500 in cash. But that's the only way they'll do it. Otherwise, they get locked in at second, still win some money at $700 in cash, but, you know, double the prize pool is a little nicer. That's what Acer EU are hunting for. They just need one more map win to get it. Mott finds one, finds two. Mott scoops up another, and down goes IV. A couple of counter frags. What is the play here? Maybe a rotation B side would be the best option right now. Knock maybe kind of giving that play away though, and Bleach is here. Tactical Pan surprised to find them. Doesn't go down in the peeking though, and the 2-for-1. Not quite there. Knock does get to sight pretty dang quick, though. Won't be able to toss down that scanner. Ah, can't get the double, and Taz cleans things up. Plenty of time to interrupt, and Acer put another point on the board.
Scan interrupted.
I'm seeing in chat, Fraza says that their CV1 died.
Get ready.
Oof. And that's they're not the only one playing on a CV1. We also did some interviews in North America, and they had some players still on CV1s as well. Some folks really like that headset, and I can't argue with it. It is an excellent PC headset. I prefer the Index if I'm going to go wired to my computer, but I also do enjoy a good wireless experience with my Quest 3. I also have a PSVR 2, so I like them all. Anyway, into the play here is Peak. Tries to shut down Craig. Gets naded by Bleach. The on-site push, fast and furious, shut down, and we have what's left of the attack. Cray and Bleach into a 2v2 after Cray and Bleach both pick up one apiece. The big ticket item, though, is the scanner, and it's down. On the other side of Tactical Pan, this duo has to push up to get it. And it's going to be the hard retake, and how they do it is the question. Cray definitely out in the open, goes down. The duo doesn't peek at the same time, so now Bleach volleys themselves into the same position in another 1v1 opportunity. Taz pops out, does some good damage. Both players super low. Tactical Pan and Taz less than half HP. It doesn't stop them.
Round starting.
And if you're IV, you're looking for 3 rounds on the half here. I think 3 rounds gets them a nice foot in the door, gives them an opportunity. Push it 6-6 probably, and then it's going to be up to how they execute on those late rounds. And so far, Acer have been executing better on those late rounds. Things have come so close today across these maps, but when it comes down to the big, important, maybe even pressure-filled rounds, Acer EU has come out on top consistently in maps 1 and 2. Five left alive, and nobody committed too heavily to any one position. You can see the roamer here with Peak sitting in the center and getting caught out by T. A little over-aggressive, trying to swing up through the middle. They tossed, almost connects on the pan. But it's definitely IV slowing things down a little bit, trying to find some control over this lobby, because they simply have not had it so far today. And actually, that's not true. I suppose they've been in control early in the last 2 maps. Maybe this is the first time they're not in the lead, actually, at this point. Oh, but look at John. Finds the triple kill. And down goes the IV offense. Good refrag for Bleach. Scanner can't spin on the Mott in time, and Acer EU extend that lead. Their momentum, well, with plays like this, continues to be pretty good. IV not able to find a lot of success this afternoon. At least on Kitty so far on the attack. Side swap could be everything. So far, Acer have side swapped and then started to win, but it could be the opposite here. Acer could be putting on a solid defensive hold, and on the side swap, we might see some good attack, or excuse me, some good defense from IV. Either way, an early kill for Acer is not what IV need. These early frags been typically the demise of a round, but a nice pickup does even things back. And I do think IV have been doing a good job of getting back into the 4-4, but the multi-kills are tough. Mott picks up a double up through the middle. Nade collapses on, and now Nock trying to push up to get that scanner down alone. Will get scanner down. And has to pull out and defend here now. Flash comes around the corner. It's a nice flash. They catch one, can't transfer for the second.
Scan interrupted. Round starting.
I see some folks in chat feeling the demise of IV, but I remind you that even now, if they can lock in 2 rounds, they've got a good shot on the side swap. And so I got to imagine that IV's trying to rally here, trying to get into some kind of rhythm. So they can do it in these last 2 rounds. They can transfer into the side swap, go into their pistol round, and start locking in some good defensive points to essentially chip away that 4-point lead, 5-point lead, a lot like Acer did in the last map. What it really takes is an early kill. They need that 5-4 advantage more than anything. John's already been a devastating factor to this team. If IV's not ready for it again, it would have been bad news, but Gooblin does scoop up the kill. They're not ready for Peak, who's here for the triple kill, and down goes IV. Craig turns around and goes, what the heck happened to my team? This is what happened to your team.
Starting. Get ready.
Phew, that stings. First John, now Peak. Peak 5 and 4, so that triple kill pushes their KD into the positive. But John 10 and 5 into the double digits already. We haven't even finished the half. Acer EU for the first time down a player. Almost. Jump there from the peak. Peak swings out, doesn't go down. Takes big damage on, has a sliver of health. Needs reinforcements, but those are going to be hard to get. Tactical Pan catches Gooblin with a nice nade. Taz scoops up Knock on the long angle. The Acer combo is coming into play.
Seconds remaining.
(7-1) in our final map. I apologize, there has some technical difficulties, but we're sorted as we do swap sides. And Acer EU go on the attack, 2 points away from being crowned our EU Grand Finalist for Season 2. The #1 team in the EU region, taking away $1,500 in cash, all thanks to Axe Labs. Round 9, pistol round in our side swap. An opportunity for IV to start chipping away at this lead. They certainly do not want this pistol round to come through. Then they transfer to rifles, or it could be series point. Bleach trying to sneak through. Here's the jumping, collecting data. And as Knock pushes forward, that flash over the top should have blinded Mott, but Mott's tucked in. T's here to reinforce if needed. John and Tactical over the top for Mott. It's all about surprise. Mott just waiting for T to be in the open to spring up and catch them. It's all about timing. Just like Bleach, waiting for this push to come through. Waiting to spin their track on the flank. Gooblin pops out, finds one. Time starts to tick down here for Acer EU. Mott catches T. A fight up through the middle. Goes the way of Bleach. Knock also finding some kills. And the push is definitely going straight into Kray's hands. Tactical Pan gonna fly forward up to sight. Doesn't find anyone. Kray's still tucked in, and as Scanner goes down, Kray does swing out, but Scanner's planted, and Kray doesn't find the kill. Finally scoops it up. On the back end, Gooblin finds their frag, and IV find the pistol round, the vital round they need to stay alive in this best of 5 series. It's the side swap, so it could mean everything for this team. They have a chance to put up 5 consecutive points in a row to tie us 7-7. Frankly, I think maybe we go to 8-8, but it depends on how long IV can ride momentum off of the pistol round. See some folks in chat, 7-1 half, and it's over. Well, we'll see. Sometimes it's a curse. Overconfidence in your scoreline puts you in a position where you do plays you wouldn't normally do. As Knock finds a nice frag on the Mott. An opening kill. Exactly what they need. Meanwhile, Tactical Pan pushing up through the center here. Knock taking some shots from a distance, and I'm not sure they're going to be ready for Pan to be up in this alleyway here. And they're not. Pan finds one. Quickly getting things back into the 4v4 realm. Bleach tries to be a threat through the middle. They're going to spring up here onto John. John is not watching. It's a 1-for-1 trade, though. Pan was. It leaves A site weak, with just Gooblin holding things down, calling for the reinforcements to come in. At the end of the day, Gooblin's smoke might have hurt them more than it helped them. as that coffin gave them away, but the scan goes down. Acer looked to take it to series point. They just need to scoop up these 2 kills or defend the objective for 35 more seconds. Nice swing out from Pan. Finds one. Cray with a good refrag. Looking over the top for Taz and can't find it. It's Acer. That take us to what could be our last round of the season for EU. They just need 1 more point, and they've got themselves $1,500 in cash, courtesy of Axe Labs. It's a lot to be hunting for, and they're 1 point away from it. In comparison, IV have a long road ahead of them. 5, 6, 7 points in a row needed if they want to continue to stay alive, because they need to win all of them to take this map, to advance us to a 4th map. Otherwise, it's Acer's game. Tactical Pan opens up with an early kill on the Cray. T barreling forward. IV getting very aggressive, trying to surprise Acer EU, and instead getting caught out. It's the risk of over-aggression against a team that's prepared for it. And there's only 2 left. 2 lives left for IV. 1 live left for IV. It's all up to Bleach to hold this 1v5 down. And Acer EU are our champions. Congratulations to Acer EU for locking in 3 maps in a row in this best of 5 and being crowned the Season 2 VRML EU champions. A long road for this team as they played 12 weeks of regular season action, but they've made it. And they are now have the rights to say they are the best in Europe, at least in the VRML. A tremendous series for us to tune into. Nonetheless, though, an ultra-competitive one as we saw IV fight for every inch. At some points leading against Acer EU, but ultimately not able to finish the job on Sunna, Miru, or Kitty. And at the end of the day, not too bad of a loss because IV still comes away with $700 in cash in 2nd place. So congratulations to both teams for putting together an excellent showcase this afternoon. I couldn't have been happier with how good this back and forth was. And ultimately, a big shout out to everyone tuning in. Thank you so much for stopping by. A big reminder that we have more games today in about 3-4 hours time, starting at 3 p.m. PST. We have the North American Bronze match to determine who is 3rd, and North American Grand Finals to determine who is 1st place and 2nd, and who comes away with $5,500 in cash to that 1st place prize. It's a lot on the line that you're not going to want to miss because it's going to be the most intense couple of games that you can watch on the North American side, just like EU was today. I can't wait to see it. It's a rematch of VRML Con, Acer versus Wrecked, so be sure to tune in 3 p.m. PST for more VAIL post-season action, but that'll be it for me here on the desk for the European region. Again, a big shout out to everyone tuning in, a reminder to tune in later today. Until next time, stay classy. VAIL VRML is brought to you by XLab, Exclaim, Helga, the esports manager. HyperX. ProTube VR. VR cover.